on earth does a chocolate cake take 150 hours to make? All right, to be fair, yeah, that looks good. Okay, I'm sold. Maybe it is worth it. We are gonna try this out. So this video isn't particularly new. It's by the same person that did the 100-hour chocolate brownie video, which we tested recently. They were pretty darn amazing. And what's another 50 hours? So 150 hours, AKA 6 days. 6 hours. Oh my gosh, that's a long time. Now, unfortunately for me, unlike the brownies, there doesn't seem to be a clear method in the video. From time to time, there's the odd ingredient, but there's no list of ingredients. There's no method. So we have actually got to just wing this as best we can. Tom Cruise style, let day one commence. All right, first step is 340 grams of butter. Because like the brownies, Alvin, whose recipe this is, he's not a chipmunk, loves browning butter to drive in that nutty flavor. That might seem like a lot of butter, but there is no buttercream for the filling. All right, it does smell like nutty already. And this is when I've browned butter before. I've kind of like freaked out by it. What tends to happen is you can't really see it's happening. Then you like scrape it back and all of a sudden there's a clear color change. See, this is what I mean. It's foaming up, but if I scrape it away, I'm fairly certain that's browned. In fact, I can smell it. It smells so nutty. Oh, and I can see it brown now. Look at that, it's subsided. So now, so we add in some ice cubes. Oh, there you go. It did not like that ice cube, but it dropped the temperature nicely. Look at that. So with the brown butter, we're gonna do something called fat washing, which I'd never heard of before and sent me down a massive avenue, but basically it's a way of driving flavor into alcohol. Now, it's not just any alcohol. In fact, it looks impressive in that glass. It's a Japanese honey bourbon, and I looked online and those bottles are at least 80 pounds. Now, considering that I've spent nearly that amount already in the first few days, I wanna try and save some money. So I got given some bourbon for Christmas, and the flavors of the Japanese one is supposed to be orange, honey, and also some vanilla. So as you'll see there, that was me 3 weeks ago. I did that in a jam jar and I've left it. So this is basically my homemade bodged version. You're gonna get fat washed, mate. Oh. Tastes a bit like a citrus vanilla ashtray, but that worked and saved me a lot of money. So this should add flavor into the alcohol, but giving it a nice smooth texture. I'm gonna get all the gritty bits in as well. Okay, I did see this. So apparently fat washing is a way of driving the flavor from the butter and the fats into the alcohol itself without it actually being in it, because we are gonna separate it. And I really, really hope this does this. Because what we should get, even though that's sat at the bottom, this should become a butter disc in a couple of days. So this is going in the freezer. So not only do I get envy about how beautiful Alvin's videos look and how nice the food tastes, he's also got these like crazy vessels for holding things in, such as the bourbon just then. Look at this thing, this beaker for cream and coffee. I'm just gonna use a mixing bowl. Coffee beans, I don't really know how much to use, so that will do. And behold, as I lay around 5 tubs of cream, I'm gonna go for 3 liters because we infuse this. It's like a coffee addict's perfect breakfast cereal. And even though I'm adding in 3 liters, oh, look at it. That is fantastic. I do actually think that some of the coffee beans will actually absorb some of this fluid. So even though I put 3 liters in, we might not get it fully out. So I'm giving myself a little bit of slack because this gets used a couple of times. Oh my word, look at this. Oh my goodness. But just like the butter in the fat wash, infusing the alcohol, these coffee beans are gonna infuse the cream, except this is going in the... So with that and the fat wash in there, that is day 1 over. Day 2, we do absolutely nothing, which sounds brilliant just for those flavors to infuse. So I will see you in 2 days. Morning and welcome to day 3 of this 150-hour chocolate cake extravaganza. It's roughly 9:10 in the morning. There is this fantastic like burnt butter smell in here, plus the infused coffee. I can smell it coming out the fridge. The door might as well not be open. We don't touch the coffee today, but we got a busy one. And yeah, I'm not sure. You smell amazing, you look like Cocoa Pops, but we won't see you today. It's more this that I'm slightly worried about. What's gone on there? We wanted a butter disc, but that looks more like foundations. Oh, I mean, that is, oh, I've chosen literally the worst shape possible. Because it's sort of narrowing at the top, if it was the opposite, it would pop out perfect. Oh no. So I'm gonna have to try and break. Oh, Oh look, I've got a disc. Looks like a big old wedge of Parmesan. Oh, this is very strange. Does this taste any? Whoa, that's potent. What is that going to do to a cake? But as it stands right now, and this could change, I don't intend using all of that. So if you want some, I can send it to you. All right, so this butter, oh my gosh. It does look like it's stained slightly in color. We will be using this in a little bit. But first, we've actually got to filter all of this out. I need to give this jar a good old wash. But it is a fluid and it's seeping through. It's gonna take a very long time, but look, I'm getting, oh, that is painfully slow. It's definitely catching it, isn't it? Yep, oh, it's picking up pace now. That is proper smooth. Plot twist, it's a 150-hour chocolate cake because you wait 148 hours for this. Drip, drip. Look at this, the proper dregs. I can't tell if that's vanilla or bits of burnt butter. Probably a combination of both. It does smell quite vanilla-y. Scrape that back in. Oh, that tastes stronger now. Crikey. This is some actual espresso powder. Now, if it's anything like the brownies, I think the coffee was supposed to reinforce the browned butter notes, but our browned butter doesn't actually look browned anymore. So let's melt it. I just find that so weird how we browned it and now it's like literally back to being butter again. Oh my word, look at that. All of the steps are just so therapeutic. So we're gonna start the batter now. This is far too warm for it, but by the time we make it, hopefully this will still be like pourable. I kind of want to drink that, but my arteries will hate me. So with the start of the batter, I feel fairly confident because there was quite clearly 6 eggs in the video, and then this is some light brown sugar, some vanilla bean paste. Oh, the light brown sugar is giving it lovely little sort of caramel tones, but it might get a little darker now. Because in goes some cold brew. Woo! 50 ml of our infused bourbon. Probably looks a little wet at the minute, and even more so as we pour in our burnt butter mix. Right. Well, I mean, it smells amazing. It just looks a bit like a frappuccino. The good news is the dry ingredients go in now, but that right now is not screaming cake batter. Salt, bicarb of soda, and this is a mix of plain flour and cocoa powder, who I'm hoping will be the hero now and bring this together. Oh, it's still runny. Oh, I don't know, that looks quite thick. Right, more flour. Oh yeah, that is looking so much better. I don't care if I've overfloured that. It doesn't look like I have. I feel much more confident now. Like the brownies, you're probably thinking there's so much coffee in this, but honestly, I can't remember the theory behind it, but obviously it makes it richer. But you didn't really taste it in the brownies at all. All right, let's get you in there, buddy. Don't be shy. So I guess this is gonna add pockets of melted chocolate. Now this next step with these folded in is something I just can't get my head around. We have got here 2 lined rectangular baking trays for 4 round cakes. Just go with it. But of course, being one of the Alvin recipes, this is not something we bake straight away. Oh no, we need to cover it. All right, so both in there next to this. Soon, my friend, oh my gosh. It looks a lot thicker. We're resting it for 48 hours to mellow the bitterness. The starches should hydrate, but I think there's something with the bicarbonate of soda where that might actually start to activate it. I mean, it's not gone anywhere yet. And ultimately, I guess a little bit like when you have like a chili the next day, it always tastes a little bit better. It's gonna develop those flavors. If it tastes anything like it smells, and we've still got more to do, it's gonna be phenomenal. See you in 2 days. Hello, and welcome to day 5. I have to say, this fridge is literally smelling like a Starbucks. That is insane. The bucket of coffee is changed a little bit, but the first thing we're gonna do is actually bake the cake. It's gonna start to feel a bit cakey. It looks more like a truffle. Yeah, so that's going in there for about 25 minutes. And again, like, there's no difference in scent. I'm not really sure. Maybe the batter has just like developed those flavors more. And baking it slightly cold, it might affect the rise and actually keep it thinner, which is great because ultimately we are going to have 4 sponges. Let's see what happens. All right. Oh, blimey. I think we might have steamed it. Maybe that was why we chilled it. Ooh. Okay. Oh, that is done. That is done. And I need to, the exciting step, let them cool before these get stamped, okay? Hold that thought because now we need to see what that coffee cream is doing. Every time I've been opening this fridge, it's like a barista was gonna pop out. So whereas with that batter, we're hoping to sort of mellow the bitterness and develop the flavors, well, the smell alone is incredible. Look at this. I don't know, it's got like a yellowy hue to it. Oh my gosh, it's solid. Absolutely. Oh, you break the crust. Oh, this is bizarre. Oh, wow. I was gonna say, I think it's like definitely changed the color because it's got a very yellow hue. Oh, wow, this is crazy. Oh, wow, I'm just like playing with it. I hope you don't mind. So if I've got this right, this cream is actually gonna go into our mousse. Remember, it's not a buttercream, it's a mousse, which I really love, twice. And then also in 2 days' time, it's gonna go into our ganache. Hopefully if we've got some left. If not, like I say, I did buy some more cream. So let's strain this out. Oh, wow. Oh, that's pretty much it. Well, I'll need that again in a minute, but yeah. So let's start to make this mousse, which looks absolutely gorgeous. And I don't know if it's just me, but I've got a worry that I'm not gonna have enough. So I've actually doubled the amount that I think I'm gonna need. There was definitely 6 egg yolks in his step, so I'm gonna use 12. Hence, that's why we have so much cream. I could just get a grater, but again, something about those chocolate chopping scenes in Alvin's video are very therapeutic. 1.2 kilos of milk chocolate. Let's get that cream in there. Some more vanilla paste, some light brown sugar. And if you ever wondered what 12 egg yolks look like, there you go. A few of them did explode. Oh my word, look at that. And I really hope after all of this, because we have like gone a lot of steps here. Gosh, the ingredients cost is nearly £150 now. But I've bought everything I need, well I hope. I just really hope this works. Oh wow, look at these chocolate swirls starting to melt through. We're marbling it. Oh, this is amazing. I just want to put on a swim cap right now and jump right in. It's getting chocolatier with every stir. Look at these trails. Oh look at that last push. Getting those final chocolate lumps out. I mean, in case you're wondering, it's really nice. I've been a good boy, folks. I've not had any. No, just kidding. It does still have a slight coffee twinge to it. And I do wonder if I might have too much. But judging by everything we've seen, and yes, how this does taste, I don't think there's gonna be such a thing as too much mousse. And all being well, this should look rather awesome indeed. Oh my word. So that's sieved icing sugar, just let it fall in and blimey. Obviously this is still slightly warm, so we don't want to add more cream in whilst it's like that, but that still needs a little bit of head whisk. Right, so another litre of cream. The coffee waft is strong in this one. Let's pour this in. Oh my word, look at you. I really should just use head whisk for this, but I feel like I'm getting close to this recipe, like it's a long lost relative that I've just got back in touch with. Like that Nigerian king that emailed me last night. I just needed to give him my bank details, so hopefully get to see him soon. And just fold this through. So obviously this will get some airiness in there. It should make it slightly lighter. Certainly not calorie-wise. I feel like this has definitely been the most intense day and we're not done yet. But what I do like is you are sort of getting like a day of rest in between. It's like a part-time job. Right, so that can go in the fridge. I've actually kept the rest of our bourbon mix. I don't know if I'm gonna need that. I'm certainly not gonna drink it. But now from that, back to the cakes, and it's just something that kind of annoyed me at first. Because, well, look at this. Our cakes don't stay rectangular. Maybe it was on the tray there to keep it nice and level and flat. You don't get that curvature from a round cake tin. But it is indeed a cake tin that you use to stamp out effectively a cookie cutter to make 4 discs of cake. Alvin says you can monge on the scraps, and for me, I was like, that just feels like a massive waste of cake. However, later on in the video, he does redeem himself by saying that you can actually make truffles out of it, which sounds like a great idea, but we do actually finally get to taste what this is like. So push down, leave it with me, and we should have 4 discs of cake. Mmm. I can't taste any bourbon, I can't taste any coffee. It's exceptionally rich, but on its own, that tastes like a really good chocolate cake. It's a lot thinner than I thought it'd be, but it's sometimes deceptive how much like icing, buttercream, or in our case, mousse can help pad these things out. I don't know, these look pretty thin, and I can't get over how much cake is left over. And I maxed the space in that tin as much as I could with the circle. It pretty much just fit. It's just all of that could have been in there and given it a rise, or we could have just made a massive rectangular cake. But yes, let's not dwell on that because there's still more to do. Because the next step, we're gonna brush on something called a chocolate soak. So I guess the chocolate's gonna soak in, but maybe also it might make the mousse sort of adhere to the sponge a bit more. This is some milk I've just warmed up on the hob. So a lot less chocolate than other things we've been using. And also some light brown sugar goes in. And the cool thing is, we can keep it warm if we need to. We just like break it down, use the heat to make our soak. But if it does firm up too quick, we can always just heat it again. So let's just dissolve that through. I have never heard of a cake soak before. Maybe it's gonna give it some moisture. Maybe part of me feels like it's gonna help the mousse just kind of like join it because it's gonna make it softer. Basically like a hot chocolate that I keep splashing everywhere. So next up is something I've never used before. I've seen it on TV on like the Bake Off and things like that, but also based on the result of my sponges, the height, I might not need it anyway. And to make things worse, when I first started to order it, I actually typed in acetone, which is actually like a nail varnish remover. I know that from a stag do. Yes, my own stag do, true story. But it's actually something called acetate, which is this massive roll of film here, which I'm probably gonna have to justify using it because the minimum I could get was 10 meters long. Yeah, there we go like that. And I don't really need to trim off the excess because the cake should push it out and keep it consistent. Well, basically because we stamped them out. So let's start to build this thing. So to help get me started, I'm gonna actually brush some of the soak onto the first 2 sponges. And you never know, this might actually surprise me. By the time we stack the 4 together, we could get a bit of height on it. But you know, there was one thing that this cake needed was more chocolate. That's very nice though. That's getting right in there. I'm literally spreading hot chocolate on a cake. Here we go. Oh gosh, come on, come on, come on. Get in there. Yes. Oh yeah, and that has actually pushed it. Yep, I'm happy with that. And if only that was all we had to do. Just got my scales off to one side here. I've weighed out 400 grams of our mousse. Just so I can kind of hopefully get, oh wow, look at that, a consistent amount on each level when we slice into it. I was actually mulling over going to a supermarket and at the end of this video comparing it and going, was it worth it? I think I'll know, folks, and I'm still not sure. Straight in, get in there, mate. Oh, that is amazing. Yeah, this is very relaxing and I've made way too much of this. It's fun though. I like painting a cake. This is cool. You can see it's firmed up quite well, that mousse. And technically, it should get easier now because we're getting higher up. So I'm going to try and stick in one end and then just lower it slightly. Ah, that's better. Let's keep going. Ugh, this is quite relaxing now. I did see there was a 100-hour tiramisu that Alvin's done. I would say so far out of the 2 that the, oh, there you go. Yeah, that's okay. The brownies was far, far easier. But there's a plot twist, guys. This isn't actually 150 hours because after this step, we actually jump to day 7. So I guess 7 days doesn't sound as sexy as 150 hours. That's my gut feeling with it, but this is it. Have a look at that. This is probably the best view of it there. Look, that's hopefully what we've got all the way down there. And you know, I would like to have gone maybe a touch higher, but that's quite a big tin. So now it's got to go in the freezer. Yes, it does, next to some peas and some bread. We freeze so much bread in our house. Ugh. What a day, folks. I'll see you in 2 days on day 7. I don't need that, do I? Hello folks, welcome to day 7. I've done my morning run, a little bike ride, walked Boston, and I am ready to seize, in every sense, with the frozen cake, the day. Ooh, cake. So then, if we've done this right, oh, that is freezing. I hope it comes away. It should, because this is really smooth. But of course, there's only one way to find out, and the quicker we do it, the cooler this will be, which will help with frosting on the rest of the mousse. Oh my word. Come on. Oh, that was so easy. Oh, wow. Oh. These uniform sides, that looks incredible. And I can still feel and see how cold that is, so we need to latch more mousse on. Okay, so let's start with a fairly easy bit. I'm gonna get the spoon, and that has just gripped it amazingly. Just covering up those holes. All right, I'm fairly happy with that, and do you know what? It actually ends up getting covered with ganache and chocolate chips anyway, so I don't really know if I want to do this, but we'll try for a bit. Just gonna get one of these little palette things and just turn the cake. Try and get it smooth. Ooh. Oh my gosh. That is one of the most beautiful cakes I have ever done in my life. Like, that's I think that's the first time I've ever done that. I know it's not absolutely perfect, but for me, I'm not a master baker. I could make it a lot more bodged than that, 100%. I'm gonna get it back in the freezer. Oh, no. It doesn't fit in there, I'm just knocked off the base. I haven't taken the base off of this as well, I've just realised. I've even taken my peas out and everything to see if it could accommodate, but no. Right. Oh my gosh! Oh. So I'll clean myself up, we'll leave that in the freezer for about an hour, and let's do that ganache. Do you know what this video needs, folks? It needs some more chocolate slicing. So dark chocolate this time for the ganache, hopefully a nice glossy finish. Over here I've got my cream. Unfortunately, it's like just a permanent blob, this thing. But we have got some coffee infused cream down here, and I've got some standard cream just to top it up. So Alvin in the video doesn't say how he made his ganache, he just goes, I made some ganache. Which is great, I should do that with all my other videos. I should just be like, yeah, I just made a giant Werther's Original. But to be fair, ganache compared to many things these last 7 days is quite minimal, so we're just gonna warm this up and pour it over our chocolate. Go on, my friend, get on there. It's popping through, look, right before our very eyes. So I'm just gonna pour it on. Try and get it off the edges. Come on, my friend. Ooh. Oh my gosh, that looks incredible. Yes. That should lock in our mousse as well, right? Ah. Right, I hope you'll agree, that is looking rather awesome indeed. And the great thing is, we now get, and this is probably why I spent so much money on this thing, I've got myself a kilo of chocolate chips, because it was very hard to judge how many I would need. And I don't know if Alvin actually intended to do this step. In the video it mentions that he wasn't too happy with how the mousse looked and whether this ganache was going to just be there at all or whether it's a cover up. I think it's great because, like we said, it locks it in, right? That's starting to look exactly how it did in the video. This has been a heck of a journey, folks, so let me carry on. And then actually we get to taste what 150 plus hour cake is really like. And I can't really smell coffee. Right, can we just agree that no matter what this looks like, we've had a lot of fun today and the last 6 days. Come on, baby. Out you pop. Out you pop. Oh my word, look at that. I feel just like Alvin. That is absolutely awesome. 7 days of blood, sweat, tears, bourbon, coffee, mocha, chocolate. But I'm over the moon with that. I don't want to put it down. I'm just going to carry it. One thing I'm massively impressed with is this sponge to mousse ratio. I did 400 grams for the mousse, and they actually look fatter now, the sponges, compared to how they were when we first cut them. So I'm just gonna go down with a fork. Oh, the sponge is tougher than the mousse. Ah! I guess I better eat it. I don't really want to. It feels like a work of art. Like, normally I would give some of this cake away to friends, but for all the time and effort, I'm gonna put this in the freezer in here, and I think I'm gonna have it all to myself for like the next year. That is if I like it. Mmm. Oh my word. It's like a chocolate brownie cake. And the soak that we did with that hot chocolate mixture, whatever it is, the soak, I'm tasting it. It's giving it a fudginess as you break through. You can't taste coffee hardly at all. I was really expecting it to taste of mocha, but just these like rich, intense cocoa vibes. And let's be completely honest about this, it is extremely rich. I needed to be rich temporarily just to afford the ingredients, but I don't know. It's really, oh, do you know what? I'll just taste like half of it. I want some of that sponge, but even the ganache. I feel like it is actually potentially diabetes in a cake. I have to be honest, but it is sensational. A lot more harder work than the brownies. Would I make it again? Probably not in the next week. But in all honesty, just with those mini bites, the textures, the chocolate chips, the ganache, the mousse, the sponge, the soak in the sponge, like I say, it's making it pop. It's not making it feel dry and crumbly and stale. It's in there. And the fact that it's chilled as well. I think if this got more room temperature, the moisture would lock in there from the soak, but it is absolutely outstanding. I have to be honest. You could buy a cake mix and shove in some eggs if you want and then be happy with your chocolate cake fix, or you could spend an awful lot of money. Granted, I did spend a little more than I needed. If anyone needs 800 grams of chocolate chips, do let me know. I hope you've enjoyed this adventure into the world of, well, not 150-hour chocolate cake. For me, it's been a week chocolate cake. It has taken me 7 days. I will not sleep tonight. This is going in my freezer, and maybe at the end of every video, we'll have a little piece of this with whatever else we're doing. I hope you've enjoyed this journey, and I will see you next time. And a massive thank you to the names on the screen that help support the running costs of the channels, continuing to make it possible on Patreon, in fact some of which have seen the extended Barry edit of this video, which included a lot more chocolate. I am so proud of myself for like perseverance and ultimately how this has turned out. Maybe give it a go.